#1 killer of women in America is heart disease. It's more deadly than all forms of cancer combined. Today, everyone encouraged to wear red to bring awareness to American Heart Month. Dr. Ileana Pina of the Detroit Medical Center and I are both sporting red today. The entire Action News Morning team is. And we're going to talk more about this Go Red for Women initiative. It really has become something that has raised a ton of awareness in the past few years. So tell me, what's the importance of this?
Well, the importance of it is that heart disease is still the #1 killer of all Americans, but people think that it's not a disease of women, that it's only the men. And I am personally very tired of seeing young women come in with their heart attacks and not know that maybe what the symptoms that they were having were in fact heart disease and attributed to something else. We women are also, I think, the caretakers of the home and the caretakers of the family, and we understand that we're more likely to call 911 for a neighbor or for a friend, but not for ourselves. And so that awareness has to change because women have to become more with it for heart disease.
And that's why you're here today. So let's talk about some warning signs. Young women in particular. I myself am even surprised to hear you say that. We think about our dads having heart issues, right? So young women, what should we be looking for? What should we be doing to take care of ourselves?
Well, you have to know your numbers. So I always tell my patients, know your numbers, know your blood pressure, know your cholesterol, know in fact if you're a diabetic or not a diabetic. Are you exercising? So the American Heart Association has a webpage called Life Simple Sevens, and you can put in your numbers and it'll calculate for you what your risk is. You can't change your family, but you can change a lot of things to diminish your risk. And as a matter of fact, at the American Heart, we have noted that mortality is actually changing. We had been doing so well in this country lowering the mortality of heart disease in men and women. Men had kept going down, women had finally dropped. Now it's turning the other way. And we are very, very concerned about it. The women have totally flattened out. The men are starting to show increased mortality again. The main one is African American men, and that's one of the reasons that I am here in Detroit, because I see an opportunity to expand my work. I'm a heart failure doc, and if you don't have a heart attack, you may not have heart failure. So heart failure is the final form of all forms of heart disease. And it is also women that get heart failure, it's not just the men.
What are things that you see in terms of women coming into the hospital, coming to the doctor, that they're misdiagnosing themselves? What are they surprised that is actually attributed to their heart?
Right, the Hollywood heart attack, which is what I call the male clutching his chest and bending over, is not as common in women. And women may describe it as discomfort, heartburn, maybe it goes up into the jaw, it goes up into the teeth and the neck, and maybe the back, and they think it's something else. Oh, I did something, I'm growing older, it's a muscle pull, and they attribute it to everything else. It's so much safer to go and find out if anything's wrong.
All right, there's event info on the screen. Today is Wear Red Day, of course, Wednesday, February 13th, the heart-to-heart discussion, and Thursday, February 14th, free blood pressure check. Again, the website for all of those symptoms and all the information?
The American Heart Association website, and Go Red for Women specifically.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Great information.
My pleasure.